They're good men. When I distribute action items, they need to be addressed.
Excuse me, sir.
Quiet, you brain. Wrong mental problem.
Welcome to the men's lounge. This is what the men's lounge look like.
What the men's lounge LA look like.
I'm your host, Frederick Douglas Southern, aka Sir Frederick.
And I'm your co-host, Coach Chris, and your partner in these conversations. Welcome to the men's lounge LA.
Here at the men's lounge, we empower good men to become better men. We empower men to embrace their masculinity. And yes, we celebrate the women at the same time, because without our women, we wouldn't be properly balanced.
I always salute the women. I was raised by a single mother. I always tip my cap, welcome women, because without you, we're doing nothing.
Here at the Men's Lounge, we encourage our men to speak, heal, grow, and have real conversations. And we believe men need a safe place to express themselves honestly and without shame. But there's another side to manhood that also matters. And it's called discernment. And not all of our thoughts are for public consumption. Not every struggle needs to be in every room, and everyone doesn't need full access to our personal life, your plans, your relationship, or your vulnerabilities. I had to write this down because it's kind of a long dialogue, but I wanted to get it straight for the listening audience. Now, there's a difference between healthy expression and emotional leaking, and there's a difference between wisdom and overexposure. So this conversation today is about teaching men not to suppress themselves, but it's about teaching men self-mastery and emotional intelligence, timing, discretion, discernment, knowing when to share, where to share, what to share, how to share, and why you're sharing it in the first place. Yeah. So today's conversation, wherever you are in the world, this morning, this evening, wherever you are, wherever you are in the world, these are 10 things that men should keep private. 10 things that men should keep private.
But understand, when we talk about keep private, we still want to be able to convey to our audience, which are men, to have a safe place to come and talk about the things that bother them. So don't misconstrue what we're saying here, fellas, guys, gentlemen. This is a safe place to come, but understand discernment and all these other things we talked about.
Discernment, emotional intelligence, discretion,
yeah.
Where to share, when to share, and why you're even sharing it, So we want to encourage you to take a look at that.
Yeah.
So 10 things men should keep private. Number 1, your next move.
Your next move.
Yep, 10 things.
Expound on that.
All right, not every plan needs an audience, and some people clap for you publicly while quietly hoping you fail. So move in silence and let the results make the noise.
Move in silence. Man, that's an interesting way of looking at it. Moving in silence.
Moving in silence.
Is that something internal, mentally? Expound on it. What's
all right? So
what's behind that?
So your next move. Not everyone is supportive of everything you do, right?
That's true.
And some people will verbally say they support you and this and that, but secretly they can be jealous.
That's true.
They can try to throw a monkey wrench in your plans. They can try and throw you off. And some people they disguise it as opinion or support or direction.
Okay.
But actually, it's really low-key sabotage.
Okay.
Because they're jealous. A lot of them are jealous or envious that you're doing something they're not. Or check this out. Some people are actually afraid that you're going to get ahead of them before them.
That's a crab mentality. You know, just dragging the crabs down back into the bucket.
You know,
That's what that is to me.
yeah.
It's like, why can't we lift each other up? In all facets, especially as a people. You know, and as men too.
As men too.
No matter what race you are.
Right.
You know, lift each other up.
But see, to our listening audience, keep this in mind. Not only do men have these struggles, the women have them too. So we're men's channel, we're
Right.
men's support channel,
Right.
empowerment channel, and you know, we're specifically talking to the men, guided towards the men and all
Yeah.
that. But this can go for women too. When women are out there and they have some
Of
level
course.
of ambition. And,
Yeah, there's no gender role when it comes to this particular topic.
Right.
But obviously, we're a male empowerment channel, and we want men to understand that, hey, we deal with these things on a regular. So on a regular, we suppress it. So that's why we're talking about it from this point of view. But women, they talk about a lot of things among themselves like men don't do.
Like men don't do. I
Right.
agree with that one.
Right.
So that's number one. Number one, keep your next move silent. And just let the results show up for themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you reach the finish line, you say, hey, it's done, it's finished.
Mhm.
They didn't see you doing it.
Yeah,
No one can slow you down.
yeah.
No one can, when you're working on a project and they can't move out ahead of you because they won't become your competition.
Yeah, but you know what? Being a coach, I like competition. You know, so because I'm a competitor. And I've talked about being a competitor before. So when it comes to that competitive nature that's in me, I still understand when it comes down to business, how you can't say too much about your business because somebody else may steal that. But when you say being a competitor, you know, I like having that competitive edge over someone else because that's what drives me, you know, being a competitor.
Being competitive has its place. Being competitive has its place, but let's just say you and another guy are in a close or a similar business, you know, and or they know someone who's in that business.
Okay.
You don't want them stealing your ideas and giving it to the enemy.
Well, that's why I say you have to be smart about it. You know, there's a difference from being a competitor and you want to compete to beat the other opponent because you have the goal of being the best. But when it comes down to business, because I've owned businesses, man, so I know what it's like. You know, owning a business, running a business,
Right.
and being in business. I know what it's like.
Right.
So there's only so much you can do. Why do you think these big food chains always run commercials? Because they want to be better than the next. You know.
But when they run those commercials, they don't talk about it in the process because they don't want their competitors to steal the ideas. So by the time it even reaches commercial stage, commercial level, they've already planned, did the litmus test and all this, put it together. Now let's commercialize it. Let's put it on media.
Gotcha. I get that.
That's why you keep your next move. Be quiet about your next move. Number two, your emotional struggles. Not everyone deserves access to your pain. Be honest, but be selective. Who are you going to open up to? Seek wisdom, not sympathy.
Where does wisdom come from? See, that's a good one. When you say seek wisdom, where does it come from? And the reason why I brought that up is because a lot of these young guys out here don't want to talk to the old heads where the wisdom is. Because when I was younger, like I mentioned in our other episode, when it comes down to finding fathers, you know, my story, I always gravitated to the older dudes.
So did I.
You know,
Yeah.
because the older dudes is where I got most of the stories. I start hearing things because I haven't lived that life yet because I'm young. Seeking wisdom come from someone who's experienced life.
They had that life experience.
Right.
And that life experience can help you navigate around the pitfalls.
Right, but see, nowadays people are seeking wisdom here. Google. Instead of going to, you know, grandpa over there and asking grandpa, hey, what do you think about this? Now he's giving you real world knowledge because of his life experience or her life experience with his grandma. Like you said, we're not excluding women from this.
Right.
But when it comes down to seeking wisdom, it should come from a person, not your phone.
How do you get wisdom?
How do you get wisdom?
How do you get wisdom?
experience, going through things, understanding when you go through something, how you pass it down to the next person to make sure they don't have the same pitfalls you have, or let them know about the pitfalls they're gonna get if they continue to do that destructive behavior or that unknowing thing that they think they're good with. No, man, there's consequences for everything. That's where wisdom comes from, by going through it, experiencing issues, experiencing problems.
So my question is this: how many men, young men, boys, teenagers, adolescents, how many young men have that go-to? They have that go-to person.
That's a good question. But you know what? I think everybody do to some degree. If you're involved with work, that might be your manager that you trust. If you're at a church, it may be that deacon or that pastor, or someone in the congregation that you can talk to. Or it could be an older brother. It could be let's go to females too. Like I said, I was raised by a single mom. I got a lot of wisdom from my mother, from things she said to me and my brothers when we were growing up that I still carry to this day. So wisdom to me, man, straight out comes from someone, like I say, the wise old owl.
Right.
That's the truth. How many licks to get to the center of a lollipop?
I remember
a woman, So I'm just saying, man, you got to go to a person, not your phone. It's good to go to the phone and get information, but you don't get wisdom from that because that's not somebody giving you feedback. All you're doing is reading something that someone put in there from some kind of, some category, whatever it was that you're looking for. But wisdom comes from someone who has life experience.
That's the best wisdom. That's number 2. Now remember, we're talking about 10 things that men should keep private. Number 3, self-doubt. Every man battles uncertainty, but constantly speaking doubt gives your power away. Work through it privately and build confidence through action.
Work through it privately, but build confidence through action. Okay, they say actions speak louder than words. I've heard that before, I'm sure you have.
Of course.
So when you put things into motion, you have to have a plan, So you just can't like we had a plan with this particular platform, and now we're putting things into motion. Now it's action from what you see on our site.
But even if you don't have a plan, you have a lot of trial and error along the way.
Yeah, that happens.
And that's okay. So don't be afraid to fail.
No, failure is actually a good thing for you.
Do tell.
Well, it's a good thing for you because it gives you an opportunity where your mistake was made. Now you recover from it. Going back into coaching. When I lost games, that to me was a failure. You can't win them all.
But.
You can't win them all.
But.
However.
However.
However, you have to take that information that you received from that loss, which is considered a failure from what we're saying, how you explain this, and then learn from it through your next practice.
I heard a nice quote, and it says, "Failure is not failure. Failure is feedback."
But you have to have the right mindset to understand this feedback. Some people get down on themselves because they think they
beat themselves up,
and then they walk away from it. That's a quitter. That's not failure. That's a quitter. And I really don't like quitters. Because that's an easy way out.
Gotcha.
And life is not easy. And if you think quitting and walking away from something is the easy way out, then you're gonna still be successful? No, because every time you come to that adversity, you just gonna walk away from it. You'll never learn anything.
I like that motivational speech that Rocky Balboa gave his son. His son went No, his son went to him. He was about to do another fight. He's past his prime and all that. And so his son goes in and say, "Pop, I'm asking you, don't do this fight."
Yeah.
And he says, "I got to do this fight. It's in me to do this fight. And he says, "When did you become so concerned about what other people think and feel about you? Somewhere along the line, you changed." He says, "Let me tell you something, kid." He says, "Nobody is going to hit as hard as life, and it will beat you. It will beat you down, and it will keep you down if you let it."
Yeah.
He said, "But the key is not how hard you get hit. It's how hard you get hit, get back up, keep moving forward." Right. That's the speech that he gave his son. I love it. I play that some mornings just for the fun of it. you know. So it doesn't matter how hard
Yeah.
life hits you.
Yeah.
It's how hard you get hit,
Right.
and you get up and you keep moving forward.
I got you. You know, I was listening to something many years ago when I was going through a lot of stuff in my life, to where it said, instead of trying to get out of a situation, try to find out what you can get out of it.
Get out of it.
Right.
I like that.
Instead of trying to get out of a situation, try to find out what you can get out of it.
Because there's always a lesson,
Correct.
and there's always a blessing in disguise
Right.
from this.
Right, because everything I've gone through in my life led me to be where I'm at today.
Right.
You know, because if I didn't go through some of these things, we wouldn't be having this podcast.
I'm with you on that one.
You know,
I agree.
it's just certain things you have to go through in your life that's unexpected,
Right.
that you know, crazy, heartbreaking.
It catch you on the blind side.
Right. You know, consider it a loss, but it was a lesson. Put me sitting in this seat talking to you guys, sitting here talking about the men's lounge of life.
Got you. We're talking about 10 things men should keep private. Number 4, your good deeds. If you always announce your generosity, it becomes a performance. Real character doesn't need applause. Do good because it's the right thing to do, not because you're going to be seen, because you want to. It's a genuine, authentic help, or a donation, or a helping hand.
Read that one more time. I think people need to hear that again.
Your good deeds. If you always announce your generosity, it becomes a performance. Real character doesn't need an applause. So do good because it's the right thing to do. And if it's in you to do, do it. If you can do it, do it. If you're able to do it, do it. If it's in you to do and you can do it,
Good deeds. Wow.
do it.
Wow. What was the last good deed you did?
The last good deed I did?
Yeah.
You know, someone was at the grocery store and they didn't have enough, and they were going to put some items back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in a hurry. Someone was in a hurry.
Yeah.
And I said, don't put that back. Just go ahead and get it.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you mean? I said, just go ahead and get it. I said, matter of fact, put mine with hers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put mine with hers
Mhm.
and keep on going.
Mhm.
I'm in a hurry. I want to get out of here.
Right.
She said, really? I'm like, look, I'm in a hurry. How much is it? I just went on ahead and paid for mine and hers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And thought nothing of it. And the lady was saying, wow, that's very sweet, kind, and generous of you, the cashier.
Right.
You know, I said, well, thank you very much. I said, I'm just in a hurry to get out of here. And the lady said, oh, well, what's your name? I said, nah, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
My name, Douglas.
Mhm.
Just, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, can I pray for you? Sure, absolutely. I said, I'm in a hurry. Thank you very much. My pleasure. I just wanted to,
Yeah.
you know, bless her and keep on going.
That's a good one. That's a good one. You know, I was at the gas station getting some gas in my car, and you know the gas prices are crazy. It's all outdoors right now.
Oh, $6
So-
a gallon.
There was a guy that walked up to me, and for me, anytime a guy walk up to me, you know, you want to be on your, you know, not defensive straight up, but just aware, like,
Alert.
you know, well, yeah, what's going on, man? You know, and I'm gonna speak, you know, because I'm not gonna seem like I'm intimidated by you coming over. I'm gonna speak. You say something to me, I'm, hey, what's up? You know. So he came over to me and asked me if hey, can you use my charger? I said, well, I don't have an iPhone, because he had an iPhone. He said, no, I got the same kind of plug and this and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I always keep my battery bank with me, charging bank with me everywhere I go, because I use my phone so much and it drains. So I plugged it in for him while I was draining my gas, and I started talking to him because we talk to men. You know, having this platform, I talk to men and just find out what's going on with them, because everybody got a story, you know, and it's possible he might have been a guest on our show just from his story. So I just want to engage with him while I was charging him, the gas is going in my car. So he starts telling me his story on what was going on and how his car, you know, battery has a problem. This and he didn't ask me for any money. He didn't get to that point, or he wasn't even attempting to do it for whatever reason, but he just wanted me to charge his phone because it was dead. So I gave him a little juice, and then when I was giving him his phone back, I slid him $20. And honestly, that was the last 20 I had on me.
Really?
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking about anything. I just gave it to the guy.
Wow.
You know, because that's what was on my heart at that time, a good deed. I wouldn't expect anything in return. I just felt compelled. He didn't even ask me for money, because normally when people come up and ask me for money, I kind of shine them off. He didn't ask. He just asked me to charge his phone. So that's something I did, but
That's
I don't
huge.
want anything in return.
That's huge.
You know? So hey, everybody got things out there. I'm asking the listening audience out here, the viewing audience, what was the last good deed you did? Put it in the comment section.
That you didn't brag about.
Right. That you just did from your heart and from your soul, that you're not expecting anything in return.
Do a good deed because you can.
Put it in the comment section.
Number 5, your sex life. Some things lose value when overexposed. A man who talks too much about his intimacy often lacks discipline and respect. Protect your sex life.
The ones who talk too much about it's probably not getting none anyway.
Well, you know what?
He's out there capping. He's capping big time. He ain't getting nothing.
But you know what? That's what I remember coming up. The guy that always talked about his sex life, them the ones that really weren't, they weren't having no sex.
No.
They just want to make you think that they were.
No. It ain't that many women in the neighborhood. What the hell you talking about? They're free ones that want to mess with your ugly ass. Come on, man. Yeah, you heard the old saying, no kissing and telling.
Right.
That's definitely something that you can keep private, men, that we do talk about here in the men's lounge, how we don't want to suppress stuff. Something like that, man, that's a given, man. Don't talk about your sex life.
And you know what? No one cares.
That's crazy.
No one cares. We not impressed.
Exactly.
I had one guy tell me. He said, "Yeah, man." He says, "I got so many women. I'm knocking them down like bowling pins."
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You got gutter balls you throwing, brother.
He gutter balls.
He gutter balls.
They got gutter women.
He got gutter balls. Come on, miss me with that, dude.
Yeah. Listen. No one cares about your sex life.
Yeah.
No one cares your condom count.
Right.
If you're even using condom.
Yeah.
You know.
Whatever.
And yeah, that's
Like you said, that's not impressive.
that's not impressive.
Not
So
impressive.
keep that to yourself. Matter of fact, when I hear or heard guys talking about their sex life, who they doing, who they did, and how often and so forth,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? It's a turn off.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, but what are you trying to prove anyway? That you're a stud? I mean, what are you proving? That you can get all these women? Why you not with one of all of them chilling? Why it gotta be so many? And in turn, the same thing with the women. Like you say, the door swing both ways.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, we talking about men right now, but hey, these women, they call them what, 304s? You know, so we got 304 B's that you got. You know, I mean, to me, it's just, you're right, it's a turn off.
It is a turn off.
I'm not feeling that.
Yeah,
You know, so-
and even you women that are out there turning and burning, when your girlfriends hear about you getting laid by different men,
Yeah.
it sounds impressive.
Nah.
It sounds impressive on the on the uptake, but your girlfriend, like, she's loose.
Yeah.
She's loose. She'll lay down with anybody. She doesn't have any.
Yeah. That's that sister who we can't penetrate?
No, we can't penetrate. Penetrate,
Can't penetrate that sisterhood.
No.
She is getting penetrated though, huh?
She did penetrate, all right.
Right, yeah.
If she bragging about it.
Since what the men's files already look like?
Not in our lounge.
We're classy.
Not in our lounge.
We're more classy.
Yeah.
We're classy.
So those are your top 5. Listen, I'm sorry we're out of time, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna pick this up in the next podcast on 10 things men should keep private. So, Coach Chris, take us home.
As we in all our shows, we always say, as we empower men, everyone benefits, including and especially the woman who's looking for a man like that.
As we empower men, we strengthen families, we transform lives, and we're doing it with content that matters. We'll see you in the lounge next. We'll see you next time
In the lounge.
Thanks for watching.